So guys, it's been a couple of days and the Switch 2 has been announced and revealed by Nintendo, but Nintendo gamers and Switch 2 potential gamers are very concerned. And they're concerned because of this little nub sticking out the side of the tablet portion of their Switch 2. Why should you be concerned? Because it's sticking out and because they're worried that this is going to snap off, crack, get damaged, and obviously if that gets damaged, the entire console portion, the main portion of the console, basically needs to be replaced or repaired as a whole, and that is obviously a lot more hassle than having to just replace a single Joy-Con. Should you be concerned? Let's get into it. Let's go and let's talk about this. Is this one of the biggest failure points of the Switch 2? Let's talk about it. But before we get to the video, guys, check all the links down below in the video description for the best tech you could find, hands down. We've got all the best tech of the year, all the best PS5 Pro accessories and PS5 accessories, all the best Steam Deck accessories if that's your thing, and the best coffee ever made by mankind with nootropic mushrooms that just improves your health. And talking of health, if you want to invest in your sleep and your health overall, the best smart ring that tracks your sleep and tracks basically a bunch of body metrics for you, the Ultra Human Ring Air. Use my links down below to save money right now. Click them, click them, click them. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the video. So check the links down below for some really cool tech, but besides that, subscribe and click the bell icon because we might be selling D-pad attachments for the Joy-Con, the new Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Con, a little D-pad attachment that you could stick on with double-sided sticky tape and basically have a real D-pad on your Switch 2 Joy-Con, because obviously Nintendo neglected to do that with their new Joy-Con, just like the old Joy-Cons, which was a massive pain point for me and kind of annoying, right? So stay tuned for that because we'll be selling them here on the channel, so stay tuned. But let's go to this Reddit post here. So salesman on Reddit said, this connector on Switch 2 will be a key failure point. I really hope the controllers will charge and communicate wirelessly. I can tell this little nub on the Switch 2 will be bending and cracking immediately. For parents of young kids, RIP this controller nub. And obviously there it is there. Now I was concerned actually about this before, because if you don't know, the Switch 2 has a USB-C port, and if you look, I apologize, if you look at the bottom of the Switch 2, you can see the USB-C port has a little nub like that on the inside, and that was one of my biggest concerns with USB-C when it first got introduced, was because it, unlike the Lightning connector, which just was like a male port that went inside a female port, this female port has a little nub inside there like that. Obviously it's a smaller thing, you can only really put it in one way, so there's very little chance that it'll flex, but there is a little nub inside the port there like that, and I've not seen too many people have issues with their USB-C port. Obviously this is a lot more open. I apologize, this is a lot more open than that USB-C port, and that could be concerning. Let's see what people have to say. So there used to be a thing Miyamoto said, when creating a Nintendo console they used to drop it at an average child height. This was an improvement test. Hopefully the same thing happens with this connector too. Someone says, I remember a segment on XPlay that tested the durability of the Xbox, GameCube and PS2 and the GameCube One. This connector looks like it wouldn't hit anything due to it being recessed, that is true, but kids are going to fiddle with it or jam controllers on, etc. And that's what will break it over time. Now, hopefully, if you've had anything like, you know, MagSafe for your iPhone or MagSafe for your MacBook, magnets are pretty powerful things. As soon as you hover that Joy-Con over the tab towards the tablet portion, it should just magnetically draw to the right location. It shouldn't allow you to put it on at weird angles and put any sort of friction or pressure on that little nub, on that little port on the inside of the tablet portion. But obviously kids do like to fiddle, they like to stick their fingers in there, they like to put snotty, drooly fingers in those ports, and you know, poke and prod things with sticks or pens or pencils when they're bored. I'm talking about kids specifically. If you have kids, if you have a Switch 2 and maybe your kids get a hold of it, this could be a failure point. And obviously with this being a failure point, a potential failure point, the concern is that it's not on the Joy-Con portion. Obviously, if this goes bad, the entire middle portion of the Switch 2 will have to be repaired or replaced, and that is more expensive than buying a new set of Joy-Cons, obviously. So consumers and gamers have the right to be worried. But one comment that stood out to me from an actual repair expert might give you a little bit of context and a little bit of information here. So they said, as a console repair expert, this is Buddha MGS, says, let me tell you, the Switch's rails are a huge failure point, or a point of failure. They learned that you can't have a rigid connection or people will just snap it off, hence the magnetic attachment. But at any time you have two electronics connecting at a butt joint, you have to have an innie bit and an outie bit. From the looks of it, the Switch 2 connector is pliable rubberized bit with a lot of play in it so that it can be wiggled back and forth without breaking. If that's the case, then this is far better for durability and repairability than the Switch 1 rails. Edit, I'm much more worried about the Joy-Con sticks, and if they still use a horizontal carbon membrane instead of a vertical one like every other controller ever, which makes them prone to drift. In a perfect world, they are now Hall effect sensors. And I hope that these are Hall effect sensors in the new Switch 2. I think that would be a massive improvement, with joystick drift being a huge issue for Nintendo. They even lost in court. Obviously, it was a widespread issue that just about everyone had experienced at some point or another. Here's another comment to that. Someone says, that had me laughing. Since you are actually qualified to make an intelligent assessment, your input will be ignored. Should have just been a slightly protruding metal piece like a MacBook or Windows laptop charger or similar. I'm with OP. That part is going to break so fast. They could have done something like this. You see this port here? Put it over here. This port, MagSafe port. Look what happens when I attach the magnetic connector for the charger here. Look at this. Boom. See? Boom. It should just snap on really when you line it up. Boom. Easy peasy. So just little metal connectors there, connections. They could have done something like that, you know, instead of an actual nub sticking out. It seems like they went the cheap option. Oh, do you like my stickers on my MacBook, by the way? We got a sticker machine. If you want to buy stickers, stay tuned because we might be selling some on the channel here. But there you go. My MacBook. MagSafe. It's a wonderful invention. Nintendo, what's wrong with you? You could have done that. You could have did that. Metal contacts and pogo pins. A tried and true method. Absolutely surreal god. So there you go, guys. The Switch 2. Are you concerned about that little nub that's sticking out? Do you think kids are going to break it? Do you think you're going to break it? Do you think it's going to break down? And how will it affect you having to replace or repair the entire tablet portion? It sucks. Anyways, the thought of that kind of concerns me, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think they've probably tested this thing out in a lot of different ways. It's probably really solid. I don't think they're going to put something out there that has a glaring failure point like this without testing it beforehand and making sure that it's not going to snap after a week of playing with this thing. Anyways, guys, I'm Blaze2K. If you love handheld gaming, tech gaming, and want more of it on your homepage every day, come like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Steam Deck content, Nintendo Switch content, boom, Switch 2, as well as PlayStation, Xbox, tech, all that good stuff. Anyways, I love you, I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video, and let me know more importantly what your thoughts are about this little nub sticking out the side of the Switch 2. Anyways, peace out. I'm Blaze2K.
Let's go.